Yo, check it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back for another video. We have some unbelievable predictions for you guys and girls. Is AMC dead? Is it all over? Are the normies going to be right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at the charts, facts, and data. We're going to leave emotion at the door. We're also looking at GameStop. GameStop setting up for a potential move. I've been talking about this. GameStop 4 green days in a row. We're going to look at that in detail. We're also going to be looking at SPY and the possible move coming for cryptocurrency and altcoins. And I'm going to talk about a rare altcoin gem at the end of this video. So let's not waste any more of your precious time. Hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go.
Yo, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. And if you want to help out the channel, help us grow, help us get bigger, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, because all that stuff helps the video get pushed out to the algorithm. Now, if all that YouTuber stuff out the way, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, facts, data, showing you, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening for today and the rest of this week. So, tomorrow, oh, yeah, you know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is the last day of the week. So we actually have to look at max pain for AMC, GME, and SPY. So we're going to be looking at max pain for these options or these assets. We're going to look at GME max pain. We're going to look at SPY max pain as well, because you already know that Friday is one of the most manipulated days in the market, okay? Because of options, because of market makers. They want to keep certain levels, and they want to get towards max pain because that's where market makers make the most money. So SPY max pain is going to be sitting at 602. Keep these numbers in mind. GME's max pain is going to be sitting at $27. This could change tomorrow as well, by the way, but right now it's sitting at $27. And AMC's max pain is sitting at $350. AMC is extremely oversold, and we're going to talk about all of this and much, much more in this video. So let's hop in. Remember those numbers. Let's go ahead and show you what's going on for, I'm going to start off with AMC here, because I know a lot of people are getting hopeless and depressed on AMC, and that's actually the key time. I actually like this time when interest seems to be draining in AMC. People are losing hope. People are telling me they're losing hope. People are getting very angry. They're getting emotional. This is key time. They're saying the stock is dead. When you hear someone say an asset is dead, that's literally a sign that it is time to buy. Not financial advice. They told me Bitcoin was dead around 15,000. You can see what happened then. So this is what we're looking at for AMC. AMC, we talked about this gap fill for probably 2 weeks now. There's a gap fill down here at 302 to 296. This gap looks like it's getting filled, okay? The algorithm keeps pushing us towards this gap, down, 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 down. It looks like we're going to be filling this gap. RSI is extremely oversold on the 4-hour and the daily time frame. We're also outside of the bands on the weekly time frame, and RSI is oversold even on the weekly time frame. Last time we had conditions like this where we had RSI oversold on the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly time frame was around this time period. And you can see what happened after that. AMC actually made a huge 400% move top to bottom to the upside. So again, with these oversold conditions like this, you could see a massive recovery pop to the upside, especially being this far outside of the bands. At the very least, AMC is going to want to push up to the bands. And again, we have things like max pain showing that max pain's to the upside, RSI is oversold. Everything and anything is saying that AMC is due for a bounce, and it's going to be a significant bounce in my personal opinion. Again, the reason why, and I showed this on live stream today, or I showed it on my Instagram. I showed my account where I have shares of AMC that are 17% in the money. I know it's crazy. I have made money off of AMC. I have shares that are in the money for AMC. I have shares that are in the money for GameStop. Why? Because I know when to buy. When people are saying the stock is dead, the same thing that they said last time when it kept going down, 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 and it was at 238, they were saying the stock is dead. That's when I buy. In fact, someone did say that in the comments, the stock was dead, and I literally bought because of that. And you could see that I am now in the money. I could have easily took profit here, but I'm holding with you guys. I don't use AMC and GME rationally, okay? I play AMC and GME differently because of all the apes holding. I'm holding too. So I do have shares in the money. I could literally take profit, ride off into the sunset, but I am not doing that. I'm holding with all of you, and I'll continue to hold because I want AMC to go past $6. And if AMC goes past $6, we can start heading towards $10. And I think that is a possibility once we start to get a recovery. Again, it's going to take a while, and that's not what people want to hear, but it is the fact of the matter. So I think AMC is not dead. I think that AMC, once it gets in a position like this, it starts to get a decent, it's going to start getting a decent recovery because RSI is just completely oversold. This is territory where people are going to be stepping in buying, and you could see a big spring to the upside when it does start to get recovery. But I think we are going to be coming down to the key levels of the gap fill because there's so much liquidity down there. Once we got that big giant move to the upside, that's actually where this gap came from. So we started moving up rapidly when we got that big push to the upside, and this is where the gap was formed. So if you guys can see here, we started pushing up rapidly, and then there was a gap formed down here when we made that big move up, and that's the gap we're filling right now. So once this gap is filled, I think AMC could see a push to the upside in my personal opinion, and it looks like a lot of people are going to be buying down there because if you go ahead and put on AMC and then put on the buy orders, you can see that AMC has a ton of buy orders right where that gap fill is. You can see the gap fill comes down to about 302 to about 294. You can see that there's buy orders right here in that same range. Right here, there's buy orders at 303 all the way down to 282. So people are waiting for AMC to come down to that level so they can buy it. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to see is AMC come down for that gap and then could see a big push to the upside once we do come and fill that gap. Again, short squeezes don't care what price it's at. In fact, shorts like to cover at these lower prices. That's probably why we got this big move to the upside, because shorts were able to get shares cheap down here and cover at these lower prices, and that's why we've seen the stock make a big move to the upside. So again, a short squeeze can occur at any time. If you go ahead and look at the VW short squeeze chart, again, just showing you guys an example. I'm not saying AMC is Volkswagen. I'm just showing you historical context to show that this stuff does happen. You've seen where Volkswagen rallied, but before it squeezed, it dumped to a horrific low and then squeezed to over $1,000. This is actually in euros, so it squeezed to over $1,000 US. Okay, but before it did that, it dropped down significantly. So stocks can squeeze from any price point, and in fact, if you look at one sign of a short squeeze, it is RSI oversold on the daily time frame underneath 30. So this is what we're looking at for AMC. Another sign of a potential short squeeze is having RSI over or having short interest over 10% or higher. You can see AMC has still 11.41% short interest. So we have plenty of short interest for a short squeeze. Now, am I saying a short squeeze is going to 100% happen when we do come down to fill that gap? No, but I am saying that we should see a decent recovery rally once we come down and fill that gap. You're going to see a bounce to the upside. So that's how low I think AMC is going to be going. I don't think we're going to be going much lower than that in my personal opinion. Again, 302 to 297. I don't think we'll be going much lower than that. I think once we fill that gap, you're going to see a decent spring to the upside. We are using the sloping support and resistance as support, so it looks like we're going to ride it down, fill the gap, and then get a pop off of that, in my personal opinion. But the state of AMC right now is just abysmally oversold. I wish I could just explain it to you in context. Like, these are the levels where you're buying it for dirt cheap. It's literally undervalued. It's going to go up. It's going to be more than $3. I can't explain it any other way. I know it doesn't make sense to people that are not experienced, but when you become experienced, you want the stock to go down, 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 because the lower you can buy it, the more money you can make when it does make that recovery. And once you start to get the right mindset of everything, you actually wait for things to drop down lower before buying. A lot of people see a chart, like for an example, like SPY, and seeing it going up, 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 up forever, and that makes them want to buy. A lot of newbies, this is actually the opposite of what you want to do. When you see a stock going up, 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 up forever, that's normally when you want to take profit. So when you see a stock going down, 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 that's when you might want to look at buying. And I'm not telling anyone to buy AMC or anything like that. I'm just saying this is prime buying location for AMC. And if it goes down even lower, the RSI is going to get into that squeeze territory where you could see a nice pop to the upside. And we are outside of the bands. There's just everything saying that we're going to get a recovery. I do not think AMC is going to go much lower than that 296. And I think once we fill that gap, you're going to get a nice pop to the upside, in my personal opinion. All right, guys, so I wanted to add this part in here for GameStop. So if it's kind of just thrown in here, that is why. But I wanted to point out some news here for GME in case you didn't see it. So I think Ryan Cohen has a plan for GameStop. He's been kind of ramping things up, looking for potential people to host a podcast and publicists. He's also taken his shares and moving from his venture capital company to his personal ownership. And this is all speculation at this time, but it looks like Ryan Cohen is ramping up to make a move for GameStop and provide a potential catalyst for GameStop. This is all very, very bullish, including the macro technicals, showing that GameStop is going into a macro uptrend. We're breaking out of that falling wedge. We have this overall uptrend. We had a green year last year. We have green monthly MACD. Again, we're coming out of that bear market, that overall downtrend, and about to go into an overall uptrend. And with Ryan Cohen making moves like this, it could provide a potential catalyst where we could squeeze the last of the shorts out of GameStop. 7.86% short interest left, and we could see GameStop make a significant move to the upside. So I'm very, very excited on what we could see potentially here for GME as we move into the future. Now let's go ahead and go back into the video. And again, if this is just thrown in, that is why. But I really wanted to add this in there because it adds a lot of context on what's potentially coming up here for GME stock. GameStop has been slowly pushing to the upside. I've been telling you guys and warning you guys that GameStop is getting ready to set up to make a move. GameStop has had 1, 2, 3, 4 green days in a row. If you looked at the past couple videos I dropped, I talked about a possible pump coming for GameStop. GameStop has been pushing to the upside for 4 days in a row. I think GameStop could see even more upside, and if GameStop does recover back towards $30, that's going to help AMC get a move as well. So you can see right now what I'm thinking for GameStop is it's going to consolidate and then go to about $27.90 using that level of support and pushing up. If GameStop is able to hold $28 as support, you're going to see GameStop continue up. But because tomorrow is one of the most manipulated days, they are going to try to push it down towards max pain. So be aware that if market makers do try to gain control, you can see that they're going to try to push us down towards $27, and they don't want $27 calls in the money. So the market makers price target for tomorrow is going to be $26.99, $26.98. That's where the market makers are going to try to push GME down to. And again, this is because max pain, this is where market makers will make the most money off of the profit, off of call options. So that's why they're going to push it down towards that level. So do be aware of that. Max pain for AMC is to the upside, but they're not going to want to let AMC run to the upside. So I don't think max pain is going to have that much effect here on AMC, in my personal opinion. So right now, this is what we're looking at for GameStop, AMC. I also wanted to point out some things here on GameStop's options chain. GameStop's options chain is starting to look crazy. There are some way out the money call options scattered throughout different strike prices. Again, just for an example, here is tomorrow's expiration. Then we have February's expiration. You can see people are buying way out the money calls, 46, 44, 37, 34, and you can see these are scattered throughout different expiration dates. So it looks like somebody is expecting a move for GME. They're just not quite sure when it's going to be, and they have calls scattered throughout different types of strike prices and expiration dates. So this is what I'm looking at for GME. There's a lot of options activity that says we could see a move to the upside. GME's technicals also on the macro and micro say that GME is most likely making a recovery. This is a potential double bottom setup here that we have for GME. You can see bottom number 1 and then bottom number 2. If GME continues to push up, even if we do see a little bit of pullback tomorrow, we could recover next week. But if GME continues to push up, it's going to make a nasty double bottom setup. And if GME can get back above 30, that's going to help AMC get that recovery that we're potentially looking for as well. And again, once AMC comes down to that dip, it's in a very similar setup to what we had before last time when we had our last little mini short squeeze. Because again, this was a 400% move that we took advantage of in the Discord and on the channel and made a boatload of money. And that's how I was able to get AMC shares for free, because we were able to take advantage of this move. And again, this is a 400% move in just a couple of days. So that was indeed a short squeeze. And shorts were covering here on both AMC and GameStop. We have confirmed shorts covering because Citron Research said they were no longer shorting GameStop after this move when GameStop made this squeeze move. and we have confirmed shorts covering because it happened in after hours and you could see that volume coming in. We had crazy volume as well. You can see the float was traded multiple times, 1.6 billion in volume. That's a sign of a short squeeze. So we did have this short squeeze here. RSI getting to that same oversold territory. Once we get that dip, you could easily see AMC get into that territory where you could see a big push to the upside and a potential another short squeeze. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. Based off of the charts, facts, and technicals. Levels for AMC that we have right now, if AMC is able to hold 313, it could push up towards 317. But again, I still think we're going to start working our way down towards that gap fill. If GameStop pulls back tomorrow, that's going to help be bearish for AMC. So that could see GameStop and AMC pulling back together, but you'll probably see recovery next week. I did call for a green week here on GME, and so far we are having that green week here on GME. Tune in for the weekend for the weekly outlook and prediction, as I will be giving you more predictions like this each and every day. And hit the like button, subscribe for more updates like this. Now let's go ahead and go to SPY, and then we'll go into cryptocurrency and wrap up this video. And if you hold Bitcoin and crypto, you want to see this crypto part. So you can see that we did actually have Apple earnings today. Apple was flat, but then pulled back and got a pop to the upside. You can see Apple got this nasty pop to the upside. I did have a report, okay? Apple stock is flat. It did get a beat EPS of $2.40. I said that most likely it was going to hold the key level of 235.95, which it did hold. It went slightly below and hold. But I said most likely it's going to go up, and you can see Apple did indeed start to move to the upside. I think tomorrow for SPY, and again, you have to watch key stocks like NVIDIA and everything else, but I think tomorrow for SPY, what we're going to potentially see is SPY consolidate a little bit and then push to the upside. I think SPY is going to want to fill this gap tomorrow. I know Max Payne is to the downside, but I think SPY is going to want to try to fill this gap tomorrow, in my personal opinion. If SPY can hold 605.16, then you'll see a push to the upside towards 606.59 and possibly as high as 607.40. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I know bulls are going to think when SPY pushes up that SPY is going to make a new all-time high and go past it and blast off. That's not what I think is happening here. In fact, I think SPY is most likely going to make a lower high, start to top out after it fills this gap, and then pull back, okay? So I think SPY is consolidating right now. It broke down out of this rising wedge. It's consolidating. I think it's going to come up, fill this gap for liquidity. The algorithm's going to hunt for that. And then I think we're going to see a pullback. There's just too much going on. With the tech earnings that we had, again, Microsoft took a big hit. Microsoft is a big market mover. Now, we did have things like Meta and Tesla that were up, but Microsoft's a big market mover. NVIDIA took a big hit with that DeepSeek news. And again, DeepSeek is superior in my personal opinion. Just being open source alone is absolutely huge. The fact that it's open source and OpenAI is not open source. This is kind of getting into the technicals of everything. If you guys don't know, I did have a tech channel before I had this channel. Just the fact alone of it being open source makes it better by a mile. So I do think this DeepSeek is a problem for OpenAI. And OpenAI and AI was the whole reason for this AI bubble and all of this hype. And that's why we're seeing this bubble get deflated. I don't think that any of this was a coincidence. That's why they did a reverse split on SQQQ, making it more expensive for retail to hedge. They knew the market was topping out. I think the market is topping out. I told you guys on the macro, and again, it takes time on the macro for all of these things to play out. But when in doubt, zoom out. You can see SPY has clear as day bearish divergence. You can see that the volume is trending down and the RSI is trending down. It's starting to flatten out, and that's what happens with bearish divergence. I told you this day would come. It would start to flatten out and then correct down in a big way. That's how bearish divergence works. It trends up forever, forever, forever. As RSI trends down, then it's starting to flatten out and correct down. Just for an example, so you can kind of get an idea in your head of what this looks like, you can see that, for an example, and this is when Bitcoin, everybody thought it was going to 100K. They thought it was going to the moon. Bitcoin just kept going up, 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 all the way from 3K all the way up to like 65K. Just kept going up, making new highs, new highs, new highs. But guess what? In the background, RSI was trending down, price was trending up, then it had a 50% correction, okay? So a 50% correction on SPY would be absolutely devastating. And the bearish divergence isn't the only thing showing me this. We also have monthly MACD overbought. Last time we had overbought monthly MACD, we pulled back for an entire year. And we pulled back every time monthly RSI got that high. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the long term. I think we will see significant pullback. I think the market is slowly topping out. It's going to be a slow topping out process because of the bearish divergence. You could even spike up and make a slightly higher high, similar to what Bitcoin did. Again, Bitcoin made a slightly higher high before topping out, okay? You could even see that, but ultimately, I think we're going to top out and start to pull back in a big way. And I think NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, the Mag 7 is going to be a big part of that. And you're going to see that slowly start to bleed out. You're going to see NASDAQ slowly start to bleed out, which is going to push SQQQ up in the long run. And this is just my personal opinion, my own research, my due diligence. You must do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. This is just what I'm looking at based off the charts, facts, and data. It's up to you guys and girls to decide how accurate I am watching my videos, see the predictions that I made, and decide for yourself whether you want to believe it or not. I'm not here to argue with you guys or try to convince you guys. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY. I think SPY is going to be pushing up tomorrow to fill that gap and then having a pullback. Having a bullish Friday on SPY would be significant. We'll see what happens here. Max Pain is to the downside. Again, remember Max Pain for SPY is sitting at 602. So we could see a pop to the upside early morning and then start to pull back towards the later half of the day. But I think this gap is most likely going to get filled either tomorrow or Monday, in my personal opinion. Tomorrow might be just a little bit of a consolidation day, setting up for Monday to get that pop to the upside. But I feel like we're going to get a pop and then a pullback. So this could happen either tomorrow or Monday. Be aware of that gap fill to the upside. And if SPY can hold the key level of 605.16, then you could see a continuation to the upside. If you lose that level, then you could expect some downside. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Remember, Apple did push up here for earnings, which is going to help be bullish for the overall market. Now let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and wrap up this video. So Bitcoin, I've been extremely on point, just like I've been on point with SPY. We called out Bitcoin bull run way back when everybody said Bitcoin was dead. Like I told you guys, they said Bitcoin was dead down here. They said it was going to 10K. Gareth Soloway, a lead technical analyst, has millions of followers, said Bitcoin was going to 3K. Bitcoin was going to 10K. I went against all of that and bought Bitcoin and accumulated down in this range after I saw this falling wedge. And just a simple prediction like this falling wedge allowed me to know that Bitcoin was going to go to at least a new all-time high. And that's exactly what we seen, ladies and gentlemen. And again, you guys can go back to my old videos and see me doing this simple prediction, telling you guys Bitcoin was going to 70, 80K. That's exactly what happened. Then we made this bull flag and bounced higher. And now it looks like, all in all, Bitcoin is not done. It looks like Bitcoin is actually forming a falling wedge, and it's getting ready to push up to new all-time highs. I'm expecting a pullback to retest the wedge of support. If it does do that, then it's going to push to new all-time highs. I think Bitcoin's going to 110, 115 before topping out, in my personal opinion. And there are a lot of signs that it looks like it's about to make a move. So Bitcoin dominance is extremely high. That means we are nowhere near altcoin season, okay? I think altcoin season is going to happen around March, April, May, in my personal opinion, as of right now. But you can see Bitcoin dominance is at 56%, extremely high. That means Bitcoin is controlling the market. Ethereum dominance down to 10%. So if Bitcoin goes up, altcoins are going to go up. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins are going to go down. So Bitcoin is in control of the market. That's why Bitcoin is over 50% of my portfolio. Again, the other 50% is altcoins, and that way your crypto portfolio is set up best to perform well, in my personal opinion. Based off everything I learned from crypto, having at least 50% Bitcoin in your portfolio and then altcoins in the rest is how you make the most gains. So this is what I'm looking at. I think Bitcoin needs to make a push up, and if I look at the altcoins, it looks like all of the altcoins are going to make a move up here soon. So that's why I think Bitcoin is going to make a move, and then altcoins are going to make a move. You can see Ethereum tracking with this macro prediction. This is a huge accumulation range where Ethereum is going to see a breakout to the upside. We have so much bullish news for crypto too. First of all, we had the Fed talking about crypto. And just so you know, Ryan Cohen for GameStop did transfer all of his shares to his own himself. But we have all of this bullish news for crypto. So here's just some of the news going on right now. Texas is talking about establishing a Texas Bitcoin reserve, which is absolutely huge. This is actual legislation coming into play. Ethereum on-chain activity absolutely going crazy. And we also have this macro accumulation, which I talked about here. You can see the technicals and some of the on-chain analysis. And that's why crypto is so cool, because you can use on-chain analysis to help with your predictions. But also we have the Fed talking bullishly about crypto, okay? The Fed, and I quote, said he would not want to stop innovation. Okay, so the Fed is not against crypto, in my personal opinion, and we have the crypto industry changing. Okay, crypto's changing. It's becoming its own industry. If Trump makes a Bitcoin reserve, Bitcoin's going to go to the moon. There is only 21 million coins, ladies and gentlemen. If you understand what Bitcoin is, it's finite. It's proof of work. You have to work for it. You cannot print it out of thin air. It's everything that money should be. And if Bitcoin was the US dollar, you wouldn't have to work 3 jobs, 2 jobs, just to maintain the same standard of living. That's why people can't figure out why they're working and working and working and can't keep up, because the dollar is always losing value. That's why Bitcoin's always going to gain value, because if you measure Bitcoin in dollars, it's going to take more and more dollars, which are losing value, just to equal 1 Bitcoin, which always equals 1 Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin will always equal 1 Bitcoin, and that's why the 21 million coin cap, max supply, and proof of work is so important. Bitcoin is a superior form of money. It's superior than gold, and all of the people in big finance are starting to realize it. That's why BlackRock's getting into it. That's why the president's looking at it. That's why El Salvador has been looking at it and been using it. It's better than gold. It's what money should be. And once you finally understand the technology, you see that. So I'm very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I think things are changing. I think Bitcoin is going to go to astronomical prices here in the next 5 years. I think it literally could hit $1 million a coin, because inflation's not going to stop. It's going to keep devaluing the dollar, and Bitcoin's going to keep going up, and you're going to see it continue this trend. Bitcoin, since it's been tracking, has been doing nothing but going up. So why wouldn't you want this asset? It's doing nothing but going up. It has bear markets, but look at the uptrend. It's ridiculous. And I think it's going to go parabolic here. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. All of the crypto coins setting up for a move. Cardano, ADA also setting up for a move. Ethereum also setting up for a move, giving more evidence that Bitcoin is going to make a move up. Or you can see Cardano, ADA tracking with my prediction. You can see XRP tracking with my prediction. It looks like XRP, ADA, Ethereum are all setting up to make moves to the upside. And because Bitcoin dominance is so high, you're going to need Bitcoin to make that move to the upside. So this is why I think XRP, or this is why I think Bitcoin is going to need and make a move up. So we can see coins like XRP, Ethereum, ADA make a move up. Now, here is a rare altcoin gem that I talked about and that I think you should have on your radar. I talked about this coin over a month ago, and it absolutely exploded. XCN, up over 2,600% for the year, up over 1,300% for the month, and I talked about this over a month ago. Rare altcoin gem that you should keep on your radar, XCN. I think once altcoin season comes, it could do more numbers. If Bitcoin makes another push up, it could do more numbers. XRP has a possible catalyst with the XRP ETF. If the XRP ETF comes out, XRP is going to go flying. But XRP has been in this overall pattern where it accumulates, makes a leg up, accumulate, makes a leg up, accumulate, makes a leg up, accumulate. I think it's about to make another leg up. I think Bitcoin's about to make another leg up. And I think the crypto market is going to go higher. And I do not think this bull run is over for the crypto market. And I think the crypto market is changing, and we're going to see lots of bullishness here in 2025. This was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you want to support the channel, all you have to do is drop a like, leave a comment down below, or share this video. It helps out immensely. And if you watch to the end, it helps out a ton. But if you want to support it in a different way, you can check out the merch store, or you could drop a super chat, which I truly appreciate, or a gifted membership, which helps give back to the community because it gives people memberships. And it helps me out as well, supporting the channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you that show your support, because we truly wouldn't be here without it, because YouTube just simply does not pay enough for views. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, I truly appreciate it. And if you watched the end of the video, I truly appreciate it. Listen, straight from the bottom of my heart, y'all, I would not be here without all of your guys' and girls' support. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the people that press like. Thank you for the people that leave comments. Thank you for everybody who watches. Thank you for the people that leave super chats, gifteds. All of it helps so much, and I'm truly grateful for being here. Less than 70% of channels make it to 15,000 subscribers, and we have made it. I'm hoping to take this channel to 15K. I'm gonna diversify content. I'm looking to take things to the next level, and I have some new things coming out for you guys and girls. Some of you already know what's happening, but let's go ahead and make this year a great year together. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.